Salutations, my fellow dudes and dudettes, and welcome back to Paper Mario! I know it's been a little while. I had to take a break for some reason. I honestly forgot. But today, now that we finally managed to complete Chapter 2, it's time for some side quest! I can just hear the enthusiasm in in everyone's voices. First, we're going to stop by the post office and check with this guy, see what kind of letters we got. Apparently, we got one for Bombette. Dear Miss Bombette, we write this letter as a humble request to you, the most worthy and explosive of all Bob-Ombs. I believe Bobbery would like to say a few words on that comment, but that's next game. We feel the event will be Galabash if we could enlist your... What are these words? Crowds love fireworks. Anyway, we'll get in touch with you after your adventure ends to confirm the dates. So apparently the railroad wants Bombette for some fireworks display or whatever. I guess that sounds kind of cool. But it really doesn't serve any much purpose now, does it? But anyways, now that we did that, it's time to go back to the sewer. Because now that we have the super hammer, we can actually break one of the stone blocks down there and can actually explore. And this part is pretty beefy when it comes to the sewer. Like, let me tell you, there's a lot to explore after you break this block right here. Okay, now, I sort of got a little arrogant with this, but we actually got a boss fight. I was expecting something else to happen, but... Anyway, here is... This is the Electro Blooper. I had to look up at my notes. He's got an HP of 50, an attack of 4, and a defense of 0. Few key differences with this one. He doesn't do the ink attack like he used to do. And he has a new move instead to replace it. Basically what happens is that he electrifies himself, which means you can't make contact with him, like you can't damage him physically. However, if you just do what I do, you'll do damage and you ward the electricity off. If you allow the electricity to stay there, he will discharge and release an electric attack on you. So you want to be careful with that. Or at the very least, just attack him indirectly and you should be fine. This is a very simple fight. It just drags a little bit because once you get the strategy down, that's kind of it. We haven't even, and like, it's gonna be quite a while before we get to the final blooper. Yes, there is. This isn't even its final form, or at least, like, phase, I guess. Again, I don't know why it doesn't even do the ink attack, because at the very least, it was threatening, because it could attack both of you. Oh well. It's just gonna keep doing this over and over and over again. I guess my recommendation to you is to use Goombario, because we did get an ability for him called Charge. I will be showing this off. I'm not sure if it's this part or the next part. But basically what Charge does is it increases his attack power by 2. And this... step buff can stack on top of one another. So essentially you can use it over and over again, and then Goombario's going to have an certain amount of attack power. And it doesn't go back to normal until you actually attack with Goombario. There's my pretty lucky badge being awesome. And he should be going down pretty... right now, actually. Alright, good. Because I got sick of talking about him. And as a reward, you unlock these 3 pipes. As for what they do, we'll find out later. Now, the reason why I had Goombario out this whole time is because I was counting on a certain enemy type being here, but unfortunately the enemy type doesn't show up later. Just a quick heads up, it's probably one of my least favorite enemies in this entire game, because holy hell, I hate it. But we're not going to be dealing with that until later on. But meanwhile, we have Spike Galoombas. We're actually going to have to fight a few of them. I think I caught all the battles out. No, I showed off. The Spike Goomba is just like a regular Gloomba, except instead of, except it has, its damage output is 3 as opposed to 2. In case you forget what its HP is, it's 7. And defense is 0. And that's about it. Besides this, besides the Electro Blooper, there really isn't anything new to take care of in this sewer. There's the spell going off. My defense goes up, so Buzzy Beetle does less damage. I'm pretty sure I would have been fine anyways, but whatever, spell. Do whatever you want. I'm waiting for a point in this game where you're actually, like, really useful. Now, as for how long it wears off, I'm not entirely sure. I believe you do get a prompt telling you that it's worn off. Like, the game will tell you that it's worn off, and you have to refresh it. Alright, we got the Power Smash badge. It's the equivalent of the Power Jump, only for your hammer. That's all there is to it. It's weird, because that's actually the first badge you get in the next game, which is really strange. I don't know what I did there. That was clumsy of me. Jumping on another Spiked Goomba. Are we? Well, Gloomba, but still. This part's kind of annoying because, like one platform goes up, goes down, the other one goes up. It's like a balanced scale. You gotta pick a good time to actually make the jump, otherwise you're just gonna waste a lot of time. That took a bit, so I apologize for wasting your time. I'm not sure if we showed these guys off, but they're wing Gloombas. They have the same exact stats as regular Gloomba. 7 HP, 2 attack, 0 defense. The only difference is they can fly. So, and once you jump on them, they become regular Goombas, so they're really not exciting. Okay, now for some reason I had the hardest time getting this star piece. Okay, never mind. On my first try, I messed it up. Right, this elevator, you go up here, and you should find a hole. I would go down that hole, but I want to see what else there is up here, which is nothing, and we're going down the hole. Another Super Block, woo! Now all 4 of our party members are ranked up. Excellent. And we got Cooper, a new ability in the form of Dizzy Shell. Let's show that off, shall we? Unfortunately, my FP was low, so I sort of had to use the star power in order to show this off. It's actually a pretty useful attack. I want to see how much mileage I can get out of it in the next chapter. But, Dizzy Shell. You press the A button rapidly. That seems to be a trend with all these attacks. Just press the A button a whole bunch. But anyways, Cooper attacks all enemies on the ground, and he also dizzies them all. It doesn't do any damage, but it will dizzy them, which prevents them from taking any sort of action for a few turns. It's actually pretty effective. I only used it once, but like I said, I'm gonna see if I can get some mileage out of it in the next chapter. The only problem is I can't abuse these moves left and right because of my limited FP. So we're gonna just take this Spike Goomba out. Gloomba, I'm sorry. And we're done. And I believe that's all there is to see in this area, so now to show off what these 3 pipes can do. One of the pipes brings you back to Dry Outpost. The one on the right brings you back to Goomba Village. And last but certainly not least, the middle one brings you back to Koopa Village. You know what it's time for, right? We've completed a chapter. So now... oh boy. It's time for some old man favors. Oh boy! Now, one of the favors he asks you this time is actually kind of annoying. Okay, so apparently this old man went shopping and lost his wallet. Now, if this was Rogueport, you'd never see that damn thing again, but this is not Rogueport. So we just gotta find his wallet. Now, at first I thought it was... Now, I misunderstood what he was saying when he told you where to look for it exactly. And I'm gonna go into someone's house and, like, talk to them, and maybe they've seen it or something. And the thing that's weird is that, this guy's got a radio inside his house, which I actually found to be kind of useful, which you'll see in a moment. I love this song. I'm sure you do. Hope you don't mind if I mess with your radio. Information station. But moving on. Here's your big chance to win. Anyone who takes a Koopa Leaf to the front of the main gate in Toad Tower receives a surprise gift. Okay, now I'm not sure how frequent these things happen, but basically it's sort of a fetch quest. They'll tell you to bring something to a toad in Toad Town, and you'll get something for it. So in this case, we need to get a Koopa Leaf. If you want a Koopa Leaf, just search the grass and you'll find one after a short time. Oh yeah, here's the wall, by the way. And I believe... Oh wait, before we do that, it's time for our quiz! Quizmo! Or Chuck Quizmo. Why is his name Chuck? Then let's get to the question! Question. What color of pants was the Goomba King wearing? Red and white. Excellent. And we got another star piece. It's weird that he's asking a question like that because we're like how far away from the prologue at this point? I mean, not too terribly long, but considering all the extra stuff I've been doing in between chapters, yeah, it feels like it's been a long time. Alright, now to give the old man his wallet back. And our reward is a coin. You've probably guessed at this point, after you complete all 3 favors that he has between chapters, after the 3rd favor, that's where you get the real reward. The first one, we got the silver credit, which allowed us to play a minigame. The one after that gave us 3 star pieces, which is fantastic. Oh, by the way, this is the toad. So you bring the Koopa Leaf to them. and you get a maple syrup. I forgot to mention this, but the radio does tell you you have a time limit, like in real time, like a real world time limit. I think they said 5 minutes. So if you take too long to bring it to them, you fail and you don't get anything. Alright, so now the old man's asking for a tasty tonic. Thankfully, I already have one in my inventory because I picked it up in Chapter 2. I don't remember where I got it from, though. But who cares? I got it. I saved myself the trouble of going anywhere. Woo! Been doing a lot of running around, I gotta say. Was doing a lot of running around the sewers. And now we get to this favor. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. This favor sort of scared me for a second. Also, I accidentally said no. I thought, what the hell this old man? He asked for too many favors. And I get chump change for it. Alright, so now we have to get a second autograph. This time from the fortune teller that tells us where to go. Okay, no, I'm sorry. Correct that. Correction. The fortune teller that tells us where to find things. And since we're here, I might as well get a badge. As for the one I want, it shall be. Now, I was debating between Peekaboo and another badge, which I ended up getting instead. Peekaboo allows you to see enemies' HP. It saves me the trouble of having to... It sort of helps, even though I do explain, like, the enemy stats anyway. But it's good to keep a note of whenever you're fighting, so you know your progress. It's especially something to note in the later... with the later boss fights, because they can be really annoying. Or you could just use Gumbario's Saddle ability. Whatever floats your boat. At the very least, with the Peekaboo badge, you at least save a turn. Alright. So, we're gonna ask for this person's autograph. So instead of giving us the autograph immediately, she's gonna send us a favor somewhere else. Okay, so I watched a lot of cartoons growing up, and one of those cartoons was on Cartoon Network. It was called Ed, Edd, and Eddy. There was an episode in that cartoon where there is a trading sequence. A very long and obnoxious trading sequence. All for breakfast. I was paranoid as hell because I was afraid that this favor was going to result in that. But thankfully, it only lasts a little bit. Oh, by the way, what's the battle command on the far left for Mario? It's strategies. And when I mean strategies, I mean swap out a party member or run away. It's not very strategizing, Mario. You either leave or tell your party member to go on the bench. I don't call that strategizing. But anyway, now we talk to the one that gives us the spell. I probably could have restarted it, but oh well. So we came over here to get a crystal ball. Thankfully, she didn't send us on another fetch quest to get something else for someone else to bring back to her, to get the crystal ball, to bring back to the other girl, to get the autograph, to bring back to the old man. Because otherwise, I mean, the idea of bringing an item to someone else, only to bring an item to somebody else, it just sounds terrible, doesn't it? Next part. Oh boy. Alright, anyways, let's give her the crystal ball, and then we'll get her autograph, which honestly looks better than Luigi's. I don't know. I guess it's the design, like the item sprite. I guess it just looks better. All right, now that we finally did all that, jeez. All right, so we give him his gift. What beautiful handwriting! Be still, my heart. This will be the heart of my collection. You're a stand-up guy for doing an old Koopa so many favors. Then why would you say you don't ask favors often, even though you just said that? Alright, so our reward for doing those is 3 more star pieces. So that's cool. You can buy more badges with that. Now that we're done that, we can finally like stop doing favors for people. And that's about it for this part. We did a lot of running around the sewer. We did an old man a bunch of favors for no good reason. I think we're gonna call it a part today. So next time on Paper Mario, we're gonna be delivering the mail. It's not very exciting. Until then, I got a juice.